Okay, so today's lesson is going to be about adding fractions. And our first fraction, our numerator is 1, our denominator is 4. And so our second fraction, the numerator is 3, the denominator is 4. So since our denominator is equal on these two fractions, our result is also going to be 4. So we have that, we're good. All we have to do now is add our numerators together. So 1 plus 3 is going to be 4. And so 4/4 is like saying if I have a pizza that's cut up into 4 pieces, and I ate all 4 of them, I ate the whole thing. So 4 over 4 is the same as 1. And now sometimes there might be a fraction where the numerators are not the same. You might have to add 1/2 plus 3/4. Since our denominators are unlike, so we cannot just add these. That's not going to be so easy. So what we're going to have to do is cross multiply to get our denominators the same. To get 4, or to this one we're going to multiply by 2, and this one we're going to multiply by 4. And 2 times 4 is 8, 4 times 2 is 8. So that's going to get our denominators the same. Now what we do to our denominators, we need to do to our numerators. So we're going to multiply this 1 by 4, and that's 3 by 2. So 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 2 is going to be 6, 4 times 2 is going to be 8. So we're going to carry this over, keep our 8 on the bottom, 4 plus 6 is going to be 10. Now this is an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator, so that's not going to work. So how we would write this is, like I said, going back to that pizza, we had 8 pieces possible, and now we have 10. And so we know 1 is equal to 4 over 4. So we're going to put this 1 right here, saying we understand we have 8 pieces. So this 1 represents 8 eighths. And so now we have 2 eighths left over because we had 10. So we have our 1. We're going to bring our 8 over here for our numerator. So this is like saying we have these 8, and we have an extra 2 eighths. So 10 eighths is equal to 1 2 eighths. And so that would be called an improper fraction. This would be a mixed number because you have a whole number and a fraction. So that's where the mixed number comes in. And so number 2, we have some problems to work, or number 1. So I'm trying to make room in my refrigerator, and I have a carton of orange juice that is 1/2 full, and I have a bigger jug that is 3/4 full. And so I'm trying to combine them and see, can I pour this carton into this jug and make room in my fridge? So what we're going to do, like we did earlier, our denominators are not alike, so we need to make them alike. So we're going to cross multiply, do the same to our tops. Over 8 plus 6 over 8 is going to be 10 over 8. And so I have too much orange juice. I'm not going to be able to combine my juice into this bigger jug. It's going to overspill. I have more orange juice than I have room in my jug, so that's not going to work. And so now number 2 is a separate problem, and we're driving to the mall. So we have this guy, Jacob, and he's going to drive a 1/2 mile to his friend's house and pick him up. And then they're both going to drive 3/8 of a mile and go to the mall and go see what they can find. And so we need to add these. Like I said, even if it's a word problem, it can be confusing with all the information. But as long as you can read it and pick out your 2 fractions, your 1/2 mile and your 3/8 mile, You can add them together, then you can make it 8. So we're gonna cross multiply, do the same to our top. So we have 8/16 plus 6/16. That's where we keep our 16 down. 8 plus 6 is going to be 14/16. And we can simplify this. We can get it a little bit smaller and keep it the same. So what we're going to do is divide both of these by 2. And so 14 divided by 2 is going to be 7. 16 divided by 2 is going to be 8. So Jacob is going to drive 7/8 of a mile altogether. When he leaves his house, drives this half a mile, and this 3/8 of a mile. Altogether, he is making 7/8 of a mile. And so now number 3, this is our last one. We have somebody trying to paint their walls in their bedroom. And for some reason, they're trying to paint one wall red, and they're trying to paint the other wall blue. And so the red wall is 2/6 of the way done. And the blue wall is 1/2 of the way done. So altogether, how much of this room is painted? How much of this project is complete? And so just like always, we're going to cross multiply, do the same to our tops as we do to our bottoms. So 4/12 plus 6/12 equals 10/12. And then again, we would divide by 2 to simplify and see if we can get this fraction in a smaller form. 10 divided by 2 is going to be 5. 12 divided by 2 is going to be 6. And so this painting project is 5/6 of the way complete.